Today is August 5th. Today is August 5th, 2025, and we have a very special meeting of Carlentini, Omaha, and beyond. And just to prove that, well, we have a new guest with us today, Terry Anzaldo. But to prove that we are way beyond, we also have with us Michael Pupilo, all the way from Melbourne, Australia. And welcome back, Michael.
Hi, everybody.
So,
Aussie, Aussie,
before we
Aussie.
started recording,
Aussie, Aussie.
uh,
Oi, oi, oi.
Hey, oi.
That's what they say, right?
We'll try and win.
I'm watching a Australian detective show, Dr. Blake. So, yeah, I'm
Oh,
learning the lingo.
Mm.
good. Grouse.
Okay, so before we started recording, Terry was about to tell us about the special honor that's going to be bestowed on Terry's father, Subby Anzaldo, former mayor of Omaha. So, Terry, if you could start over again for the recording, please.
Sure. Thank you, Nick. Thanks again. I tell you, we've all lost somebody, and we're all, such close Sicilians, Italians, and I just don't know any other race or blood that is just so family oriented like we all are. And so when we lose somebody, it's very difficult. And I do have to say, what has helped me is I'm just a proud son of Subby Anzaldo. I mean, I think that we all, in some way, shape, or form, look up to our parents as our heroes. Certainly, my dad was mine, and what helps me get through the day every day without him is his legacy and everything he accomplished and how he, raised us all. And I came back from Los Angeles when he got sick, and he made me the executor of the estate, which means take care of your mother. So I'm still here in Omaha taking care of my mom, who's doing great. Some bodily pains here and there from broken legs, broken hips over the years, but I think she's going to outlive me, I think. But in the meantime, I'm here to take good care of her, and it's really been fantastic to reconnect with Santa Lucia, with the great things that Sherry has done on behalf of the legacy of all Sicilians, going back from Santa Lucia to just making sure that the generations underneath us, like our not only our children. I have a 14-year-old grandchild now. So I really want to commend Sherry for just how much she has wanted to continue the legacy of all Sicilians who came over from that little diamond of an island in the early 1900s to all of us being on Zoom calls today. And so it's just a real honor that a year ago, 3 years ago, I was able to meet Sindaco Giuseppe Stefio as the mayor of Carlentini, along with a translator at the time was Eleonora Formica, who we all love and adore. And when they came out of church on that Sunday from Cabrini at Santa Lucia, they looked at Subby Jr. and I and said, "Your dad is a legend in Carlentini." And I said, "Wow, it just gave us goosebumps and brought us to tears because I look at my dad as a legend in Omaha, but not everybody knows who my dad is, but certainly the Sicilian and Italian contingency here in Omaha certainly knows who my dad is and his accomplishments as just somebody who wanted to give back to people, to the community." And I have to tell you, he did all of that with the pride of being not a Sicilian immigrant, but a son of Sicilian immigrants. My mom tells stories all the time that when he was sworn in as the mayor, when he was even before that, getting into city government on the planning board, on the zoning board, all the boards that those mayors would put my dad on because my dad was a builder. He built affordable housing for underprivileged and the middle economy and below here in South Omaha, as well as being in the entertainment business, obviously, um, and then going on to becoming an agent and a promoter and working with some of the biggest names in entertainment back in the 70s, i.e. Frank Sinatra, Elvis Presley, and great jazz artists like Count Basie, Duke Ellington, Dizzy Gillespie. He even brought Rodney Dangerfield to Omaha. We have the single day attendance record at the Orpheum Theater for two sold out shows, standing room only. And that was in the heyday of Rodney's career with the movies of Caddyshack and his HBO specials and whatnot. So, back to Sindaco Giuseppe, who, along with this sisterhood and the twinning agreement between Carlentini and Omaha, which is just unbelievable. I mean, my dad was a part of the sister cities when he was in city government long before Carlentini was made a sister city. When Richard Takechi was in city council as well. I know that from his heritage, there was a sister city, and there's some others as well. And I think Carlentini is now number eight,
Yeah.
maybe seven.
Yes.
And
And
it's just
it was the Italians who helped the Japanese with the first sister city between Japan and Omaha.
incredible, incredible. So I've been aware of that. And then when I came back, there was, whispers and talks that this was going to happen. And 6 years has flown by, and now here we are. It's all going down in a couple of weeks, 100% more than officially, but etched in stone. And I'm so excited that we're all going to be there. And so last year, it was Al Vacani who went out to Carlentini in maybe in June or July. And when he came back, he said, "Hey, I had a conversation with the mayor, and the mayor wants to do something special for your dad." I said, "Really? Wow, that's incredible." During San Lucia, when we sat down in the tent last August, and I said, "I understand you want to honor my father. What a great honor that would be for him." And he said, "Yeah, we want to name this amphitheater after him." I said, "Really? What's the name of the amphitheater now?" And he said, "Well, we're building it, and we're going to name it the Subby Anzaldo Amphitheater." I said, "Wow, that is incredible." I said, "I think it would be awesome since it's an amphitheater, it's a performing venue, if you will. I think it would be great if his namesake, Subby Anzaldo Jr., with an orchestra can perform at the ceremony. What do you think about that?" And he said, "I think that's great. Who's going to pay for it?" And so for the past year, I've been trying to figure out ways to pay for it. And that's what producing is. I'm a producer, I'm in marketing, I'm in promotion. So for the past year, we've been working on how we're going to get everybody over there, how we're going to get that paid for. Are we going to pay the musicians or not? And long story longer, everybody's doing it, the musicians and everybody are doing it at gratis on behalf of their loyalty towards my dad. I mean, what my dad did for the Galizia brothers, rest in peace, Tony Galizia, but Joey Galizia is coming to play drums in the orchestra. And we have Hans Sturm and Jackie Allen, who are a couple, and they're great musicians out of Lincoln, coupled with Luca Aletta, who's a great piano player locally in Carlentini, and three horn players out of Carlentini as well. My brother, as many of you may know, Sebastian sings Sinatra. He's a Frank Sinatra impersonator. He impersonates Sinatra all over the world, from Hong Kong to Scottsdale, Arizona, to the Hamptons, Niagara Falls, all over he's been all over the world, and he performs as Frank solo in a Rat Pack production or with a Barbra Streisand impersonator. And in this case, we're going to bring Andy Domino with us, who is his Dean Martin impersonator on his Rat Pack show. And he dates a lady who impersonates Marilyn Monroe. So along with Jackie Allen, who sings kind of Ella Fitzgerald style. She signed a Blue Note, the jazz label. So those four will be singing with an orchestra, and we're very excited. We were going to be doing it in the actual amphitheater, but apparently the amphitheater is not 100% finished to the point of getting safety permits to be able to have performances up there. But on Friday, August 22nd, will be the dedication ceremony at the amphitheater with a performance uh, with Sebastian and his orchestra at the Teatro Comunale, i.e., the municipal theater in Carlentini. And we made a flyer. My niece made it. She's very talented young lady. She's very much involved in graphic design and artist development. She makes the mirror ball for Dancing with the Stars to the microphones on The Masked Singer out in Los Angeles. So she's heavily involved in television. The uh, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, from Subby Anzaldo to Terry Anzaldo, my twin brother Tony, whose daughter Sophie made the flyer for us, and I just wanted to get that out there to everybody on Facebook, to everybody who organizes these Italian and Sicilian group chats that I'm a proud member to be speaking to you guys today, and I was invited. So thank you, Nick, for that. And again, I talk a lot, and I'll shut up now. But in a nutshell, it's going to be, I promise you, with all the things that my father has accomplished in his life, that this event is, in fact, no doubt, and this includes being the mayor of the great city of Omaha, Nebraska. This is the honor of his life. He is a proud Sicilian, a proud uh, um, descendant of Carlentini. He went there many times. I had the pleasure of taking mom and dad to Rome and Carlentini when I was working for Madonna in Los Angeles. And the only time they ever met Madonna was when she premiered Evita, the film that she starred in as Eva Perón, in Rome back in 1996, December of 1996. And we spent a very cold holiday in Carlentini that year. Um, Dad never got back. But his sister, Mary Jane, was married at Immaculate Conception Church in Carlentini back in 1962 when I was born. I didn't make that trip. Me and my twin brother were just born, but Subby and Tim, my other brother, they all went out there for the wedding. And Carlentini's very near and dear to the Anzaldo family's heart, just like everybody on this call. And like I said, it is the honor of my dad's life, and I'm a very proud son to be putting this together with the municipality of Carlentini, the mayor, and on behalf of our family. It's a great honor, and we can't wait to go out there and celebrate Santa Lucia with Oscar, because this event honoring my dad is built into the entire week of Santa Lucia and Oscar and the twinning agreement between Omaha and Carlentini. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Terry. That's just a fabulous, extraordinary event that I was very excited when I heard about it. And um, we're getting some information in the chat. I see Joni is posted. She says, "Hi, Terry. I was born and raised in Omaha, now live in Texas. My grandparents were born and raised in Carlentini, Garrow, and DeLuca. I kept my maiden name Garrow. I'm going to Sicily for the first time, October 8th through the 15th, to meet cousins and walk the streets. I would love to go see the amphitheater. So nice to hear you today. What dates will all of this happen? Can you share the flyer? Joni Garrow at Gmail. I will help spread the word. I'm also working on my Italian dual citizenship. So, Joni, the email that I just sent includes a copy of the flyer. So check that email. I will also post it here in the chat so that people can
Thank you for doing that,
download it.
Nick.
Sure, no problem.
I've asked for an address, and Carlentini certainly by no means is third world, but it's very, very small, and everybody there knows where to go by you go to the street light down the street there, 100 yards to your right, and then you're there. But the information I was given was via Nacional.
Nazionale.
Nacionale.
Yeah,
Oh,
Nazionale.
That's the name of the street. If you just go on that road and take it, because I thought, is it at the plaza? Sherry, you've been there, so
Yeah.
recently, so you know where the square is now, where the plaza is. Even
I'm gonna take you off the spotlight here so that you can see who's talking. I think that was Nuccio Belfiore who's given us directions. Nuccio, what can you tell us about the former Macello and its
Yeah.
location?
right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Terry, for your information. I'm very very glad to hear uh, this dedication of the former slaughterhouse. It used to be a slaughterhouse, and it's been
Right.
converted into an amphitheater. I've got the goosebumps here to hear all this information about one of our citizens from Carlentini. I'm very proud of that. I am from Carlentini, but I don't live there anymore. But I'm going to Carlentini in 2 days. So I will be there on Friday, the 22nd of August. I'll be back on the 24th because my wife has to work. I am still on holiday, but we will be part of the audience for dedication of the amphitheater. So the area is the area that goes down towards Lentini. When you go down the main square, you just go down and you come across a park, a small park. Beyond the park, there is it's quite big square plaza, as you said, and it is on the right. Okay, so this is a Via Nazionale, or it's next to Piazza Malta. So if you Google it, it's near Piazza Malta. And it's a very nice area, actually, because it has been neglected for many years, and then they have converted it into an amphitheater. So that's what's going on in 2 weeks' time.
Awesome. Well, I think is it Silvana? Is Silvana on with us?
Not today. I don't see her.
Not, yeah.
She sent in the Facebook Omaha Italian genealogy chat today some updated, even the people that I'm working with from the mayor's office has not, they've only shown me what it looks like up there right now in construction, where the stage hasn't even been completed.
Mhm.
But she sent today some really beautiful, and maybe Nick, you can share those, some
Sure.
really beautiful, I can't call them photos. They're developmental pieces of what it will look like when it's finished.
Mhm.
And it looks incredible compared to the photos that were sent to me that just kind of made it look like just some bleachers, and I didn't even know that there was a building there or anything. I mean, where are they even going to put my dad's name on the building? I wanted to treat this building as more of, pardon the arrogance, but as a former mayor, they named Columbus Park here in South Omaha after my dad as well, and I wanted to put all of his artifacts in that building, like his great pictures from city government, his great pictures, photos from entertainment and whatnot in there, but there's constant crime and break-ins in that building. And so I thought maybe we could, decorate this amphitheater in Carlentini with all of his artifacts, like the presidents do per their libraries, right? But I didn't know if there was actually a structure there or just some bleachers with a stage. So certainly looking forward to seeing it when we get there. But these pictures that Silvana sent today it's like, wow, that's what it's going to look like. Okay, that's unbelievable. I mean, really, really amazing, and a real honor. I mean, we're very, very excited about it, and really a great opportunity to be there on behalf of the sister cities as well. I mean, what an honor. And I really mean this, that when they named Columbus Park in South Omaha after my dad, our whole family was there, including my dad. He passed away 2 months later. And I remember when he was the mayor of Omaha, those are the photos that they sent me. So that's very,
beautiful.
very incomplete. If you see below those steps, that is the stage that doesn't even have a cover on it, right?
Okay.
The beautiful view of Mount Etna, and also there's up there, Sebastiano, there's a view of Lake Lentini.
Sì, sì.
which is awesome. But Nick, if you dig a little bit deeper on Omaha genealogy today, Silvana sent see, you can see that it's not complete. But the pictures
Ciao a
that Silvana
tutti.
Mm.
Ciao, ciao.
there's
Ciao
Silvana.
Silvana.
There she is.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Ciao, Silvana.
Okay.
Thank you for those photos today. Those are beautiful. Where did you get those photos?
Silvana dice dove hai fatto queste foto?
Queste non le ho fatte io foto, io ho mandato invece il progetto che ha fatto mio nipote, perché
Ah,
ecco, queste sono le foto che ho mandato io, che non sono foto, in effetti si chiamano render, e li fanno
render.
gli
Sì, sì,
architetti,
sì. Sì.
sono fatti dagli architetti, perché questo progetto è nato dalla tesi che ha fatto mio nipote quando si è laureato a Firenze in architettura. E quindi questa è la sua tesi, cioè la
Ok.
sua tesi di laurea, il progetto della sua tesi di laurea. Ennio Randazzo, non so se lo conosci, il figlio di mia sorella. Luciano Randazzo, non so, tu li conosci?
Forse sì, no. No, Silvana
Sì,
is
sì,
saying that this is the render that her nephew did when he got graduation from the University of Florence in
Uh-huh.
architecture. So this is the render. Okay, so
Okay.
they are working
So
on that.
that's kind of
il pro-
like a wish list of what it
e quindi
could
oggi
look
gli ho
like,
detto, me le dai che
but
le
not
faccio vedere ai
necessarily what it
architetti.
will look like.
Okay, so this will be the final result when it will be
Sì,
finished.
So they
sì,
used
e
his
questo
agricultural layout.
Yes, yes. This is a
Wow.
thesis,
Right.
so it is real. It will be. It is not fantasy, you know. It is.
No,
It
no,
It
will
will
questo
look
l'ha
be.
like
fatto lui.
Yeah.
In effetti questo l'ha fatto lui con il sistema che hanno loro, non so, di disegno, cioè,
Sì, sì, sì.
perché è molto
Okay. So
realistico, come vuoi vedere.
yeah.
E questo è
Is that
depositato lì all'Università di Firenze, con tutta la testa.
okay? So this project that is part of this of his thesis is laid at the University of Florence. So it
right.
is something really official. As I told
Quando,
you, if you read the very bottom of the second picture, you can see Piazza Malta. That is
sì, Piazza
the name
Malta
of
si
the
chiama.
piazza. Esatto. The name of the plaza where this slaughterhouse, former slaughterhouse, is.
Sì,
So
c'è questa
the
bella
exact
veduta
address
del
is
lago.
Piazza Malta.
A
Yeah.
Sì,
Carlentini
quello che stavo dicendo
c'è
prima.
un ricordo dei nostri padri e dicevano che quando Mussolini è passato da Carlentini, ai tempi
Eh?
del fascismo, si è
Eh?
fermato proprio a Piazza Malta per vedere il lago e cioè per vedere tutto il panorama.
Yeah, this has always been an important viewpoint. That even when Mussolini stopped at Carlentini, he wanted to have a stop there to look to overlook the area that is beautiful because you can see the lake, Mount Etna, or the plain that is
Love the wall too.
opposite Carlentini.
And the
This is
wall
one
looks
of,
great
yeah,
too.
actually, this is my favorite area in Carlentini because it opens your heart because it seems that you are on top of a beautiful hill that is breathing. You know, even
Incredible.
in the hot days, you always have fresh air there. That is a very nice area there.
Yeah, we wish
Allora,
that the
quando
performance was going to be up there, but unfortunately, apparently it's not going to be finished. But we'll go,
Not
ancora
not
non
not
è
now.
finita.
but the
Allora,
dedication will be up there.
quando mio nipote ha discusso la tesi a Firenze,
Sì.
ci sono andati anche i suoi amici, di cui uno dei suoi amici è Salvo La Rosa, che era vice sindaco di Carlentini. Quindi alcuni ragazzi di Carlentini sono andati a Firenze per la sua laurea. E
Okay.
quando ha discusso la laurea, i professori dell'università gli hanno detto: Ma scusate, ma è vero che si vede questo panorama da questo posto? Perché a loro sembrava assurdo, sembrava una cosa inventata. E invece
Sì,
tutti,
sì.
sì, certo che si vede. Lei
Ah,
venga e poi lo vede di persona. E poi
okay.
c'era Salvo La Rosa, ha detto
Ah,
sicuramente questo progetto lo faremo noi come comune di Carlentini. Quindi siamo stati
okay.
molto
Okay.
sorpresi tutti quanti.
Very interesting. I just tried to sum up. She said that when her nephew went to discuss the thesis in front of the professors in Florence, some of the friends follow him. Also, Salvo La Rosa is the deputy mayor in Carlentini. So, in front of professors, they thought that it was something fake, that it was not real.
Oh, wow.
So beautiful, this beautiful landscape that it could be seen from the top of the area. And they said, no, this is real. It's not fake. So that's why we are proud of that.
It's gorgeous. I mean, because I'm not sure why they wouldn't send those photos to me above and beyond the photos that they initially sent. Not that we were disappointed by any means, but I didn't know what to think, what it was going to be. Is it a building? Is it just an outdoor bleachers with a stage? Like what is it? Above and beyond that, it really doesn't matter because it's such an honor for him to be thought of that way in Carlentini, and because he's such a proud, Carlentini's, Sicilian.
Terry,
And
but if you want to have more information, you can ask Silvana's nephew, because he's the architect that has that idea.
Quando verrà a Carlentini conoscerà Ennio sicuramente. Già il sindaco
Silvana,
che
if
lo
you
inviterà.
could share his contact information with us, we'll make sure that Terry gets it.
In terms of, it would be, I'm just responding to some questions here in the chat that I think streaming it would be fantastic. Even if it's as simple as Facebook Live or something else, I will be speaking with the organizers about that as well, or even if I have to hold my own phone myself, because I know a lot of family members here in Omaha want to watch, and there's some family members there that can't make it. I think if we could make it available, that would be great. I think the ceremony's like maybe 45 minutes. The concert an hour later is going to be probably 75 minutes, and it'll be a fantastic show of, Sinatra songs, Dean Martin songs, all the Italian songs.
I can take pictures.
Eyes are like a big pizza pie, that's amore. All of those.
I can take some pictures if you like, some short movie.
Yeah,
because I'll be there. I'll post it.
That would be great. So again, I'll say one more thing, and then I just want to thank everybody for the time today. It was Nick who invited me. But it's a great opportunity to talk about it, and I think that's what this space is for, to just our continued pride of our heritage. And again, Sherry, on behalf of all of us here in Omaha, you are waving that flag in a big time way. And when I first came back and met you and learned about what you were doing, I just think the initiatives are fantastic, and I'm very, very, very proud that we're doing things like this. And any way I can help in any way, shape, or form on a talent and musical end, or just an organizational end, I'm involved in any way, shape, or form that I could, per these initiatives. I think it's, fantastic. And
I appreciate it, Terry, because the only way that we're going to be able to move forward with continuing our heritage and traditions, especially with the next generation, is by coming together. And that means all three organizations in Omaha, and
without a doubt,
reaching out to other organizations across the country. So it's really important that we have that joined mission as well, that unity.
Without a doubt. As you know, and I know that you have launched your own, new organization as well, that when Bocelli was coming to Omaha, the fact that the arena is literally on the same street as Sons and Daughters of Italy, and might as well be on the same street as our Sons of Italy Hall, Santa Lucia Hall, give or take a couple hundred yards. We were all on a mission to see if we can get the maestro to our buildings. And Pat Vendetti wrote a beautiful letter, and I was able to get it to the maestro. I was able to get it to his team, and we worked very, very, very hard on trying to get him to Casio's Steakhouse for a meet and greet, to the Sons and Daughters of Italy Hall, to Santa Lucia Hall, and we got close, but the maestro flew all the way from Pisa. How do you say it? Pisa,
sí.
ISA. So he lives near there,
sí.
And he flew nonstop. He flew nonstop in a private jet from there to Omaha the day of the show. And so consequently, he was a little too tired, but we were able to put a meet and greet together. And Sherry, I will have you know that I to your point, I wanted to make sure that at the time, all three organizations, I wasn't aware of what you were in the process of launching, but American Italian Heritage, sons and daughters of Italy and the Santa Lucia Committee, we made sure that those presidents were all there in unison to meet the maestro with a great photo on behalf of all of the Italians in unity welcoming the maestro to Omaha, Nebraska. We have a great photo of that, Nick, that I could send to you, which is it was
Yeah, I'd
really
love to see that.
great night. And I have to tell you, it was the greatest. I've been in the business a long time. I've worked with the biggest artists in the world. I ran Madonna's record company. The maestro's concert, that performance was one of the best shows I've ever seen, if not the best show I've ever seen. And so he waves the flag for us proud Italians as well. He's amazing. But I wanted to share one more thing that my dad always said when he dedicated the Gene Leahy Mall here in downtown Omaha, which is a wonderful area and it has been a great part of the continued development of downtown Omaha, because Omaha continues to grow out west, where Elkhorn and Gretna are, and West Omaha is growing day by day by day. I mean, it's what a flourishing city that we have. But downtown is doing a great job of continuing to grow as well. And when he dedicated the Gene Leahy Mall in the name of Gene Leahy, he told my mother, he goes, these dedications are fabulous. They're really great. But wouldn't it be great if these dedications could happen when the person that we're honoring is actually alive? We always do it when they're gone. And so I'm happy to say that, you guys, maybe most of you on this call have had the opportunity to learn about Mayor Gene Stothert. Certainly, Sherry and Gene had developed a great friendship, which I think is awesome. Sherry, you did a great job. I think the representation from Omaha City government on behalf of our heritage is wonderful. The fact that she went out there, the fact that Giuseppe came here, the fact she didn't win after 12 years or after, so she's not going out there, unfortunately. We'll have Peterson out there, which is fine. But I just think it's fantastic that our Sicilian heritage has been recognized in a huge way by this great city of Omaha. And in saying that, when we learned that Dad was dying of glioblastoma brain cancer, we went to the mayor and we said, when Dad was doing these dedications, the 1 year he was in office as the mayor of Omaha back in '94, he would always say, man, these dedications are great, but wouldn't it be great if the person we're honoring is still alive? And so when we came back from California and started, living his remaining days with him, although he battled that brain cancer for over 2 years, I have to say, and it's a death sentence. You're not going to beat glioblastoma brain cancer. We remembered what he said, and we went to the mayor and we said it'd be great to honor my dad in some way, shape, or form. And she said, why don't we do Columbus Park down there in South Omaha, which is a building which is a Parks and Recreation Center that was built in the South Omaha community while he was in office as mayor. So he was responsible for having that community center built, and they renamed it the Subby Anzaldo Columbus Park Community Center. And he was there for the dedication. And it was just wonderful. Our whole family was there, and lots of friends and family were there. And 2 months later, he was gone. In saying that, I'm not suggesting that we're disappointed that he's not going to be able to physically be there in Carlentini, but these are wonderful, wonderful honors. And I promise you, he will be there in spirit along with our family, those that can be there. My twin brother's coming with his 3 daughters. Sherry, your initiative of making sure that our youth and our grandchildren are in the know. My 14-year-old grandson is coming out there, and he is a Cavalieri and an Anzaldo. Both the Cavalieris and Anzaldos are Carlentinians. And so I hope to introduce him to Cavalieris, Anzaldos, Vicercas out there in Carlentini when we're out there for a week. And it's just, again, a great honor. And I want to thank you all for feeling the same as we do. We're all proud Sicilians, and it's just, I'm so happy to have that Sicilian blood running through my veins.
Terry, a very short question. Who are you related to in Carlentini? I mean, do they know the event?
Many.
Who?
Many. I've been sending texts out. Well,
I mean, Lucia
I will have to
Anzaldo,
know
Lucia
that.
Anzaldo, Nino Anzaldo,
Via
this
I
was,
Ansaldo.
mean, yeah, I mean, the Anzaldos, I spoke with Armando today on iMessenger. Unfortunately, he's not able to go. The Anzaldos that you mentioned, I don't know as well as you do.
mm,
We're really close with the Vaserkas family,
circa.
VAC. I
In
mean,
circo?
Pietro owns the hotel that we're staying in. Right? How do you pronounce it? I always say Rocadia, but is it uh Rocadia?
Roccadia, Roccadia, sì, sì,
So we're all staying there, and the owner is our cousin. I mean, I remember when I was a little boy and he came to Omaha. My dad flew him in, and they went to Florida together.
sì, sì,
So,
sì.
so we know Pietro, and we have great relationships with the Vaserka family. I could definitely use some help
Ma chi è
reconnecting
questa? Ah,
with many of the
la
Anzaldos.
famiglia
I've spoken with
La famiglia va circa,
Enrica.
sì.
La
Piero va
famiglia va
circa.
circa, va
Sta
circa.
parlando di Piero
Sì,
va
sì, sì.
circa, sì.
Enrica. I've
Sì,
spoken
sì,
with
sì.
Enrica. I've spoken with Enrica Anzaldo, who is probably the age of my son. So our lineage is there. She lives in London, but her sister is married to Ricardo, who's very close with the mayor. Sherry, you remember Ricardo, who came over last year.
Oh, yeah.
He speaks a little bit of English. He's married to an Anzaldo, and his sister Enrica lives in London, and so she speaks very good English with a British and Sicilian accent. It's hilarious
Ah,
when you talk.
Listen, no,
Like
no, listen. I know,
Nuccio is like
yeah.
that. That's how Nuccio speaks with the British accent.
That's funny. That's funny.
Just, I've just come back
Sickle
from
English.
England. I've just come back from England 2 days ago. So I spent 2 weeks there in a language school. That's why.
Yeah.
And I'm very close. I'm very close to Nino Ansaldo. His sister, his daughter lives in London, so maybe she might be the one you are referring to. Anyway, when I find
That
out,
could be.
find out.
That could be because we need to catch up on the lineage because I believe her grandfather was my Nanu Antonio's brother.
Mhm.
I think. So, if anybody wants to send me information, obviously you can get me on iMessenger through
Okay.
Facebook,
Mhm.
or I just sent my email address there, and I'll even put my phone number up there too for because I text. I'm all over WhatsApp as well. Um, so I'm happy to hear from any and all of you. I want to get as many Anzaldos and Vaserkas at the event as possible, as proud descendants of Subby Anzaldo as well, maybe even Antonio Anzaldo and Lucia Vaserka.
Ma
Um,
circa, ma circa.
yeah, Lucia Vaserka was my nonna.
Okay.
That was my nonnu's second wife.
Mm.
Uh, he was married to Giovannina De Filippo. Giovannina De Filippo. And
De
they had two
Filippo.
children, my Uncle Sam and a daughter named Lucia.
Mhm.
Lucia and Giovannina both passed away.
Mhm.
Lucia was only 9 years old. So my nonnu went back to Carlentini and grabbed Lucia Vaserka and married her and brought her back to Omaha and had Lucille Anzaldo, who became Lucille Cosentino, my godmother,
Mhm.
and then my father, and then Mary Jane, who married Sebastiano Di Maria from Messina. And
Okay.
Yano just passed away 3 years ago here in Omaha.
Cosentino ha detto, può essere che sono parenti anche con Luciano Cosentino.
Non ho idea. Cioè, io ho capito adesso
No.
perché ha detto vai circa, se no non avrei collegato. Io pensavo
Sì, sì, sì.
Pianzardo, Lucianzardo, ma non so
Infatti
se,
pure io.
non
Io
so se
penso che con
sicuramente.
loro siano parenti, però
Sì, infatti.
Ansaldo a Carlentini,
So,
solo
so
loro.
Terry, I'll make you this promise that between Jim Beckman and I, we'll figure out who all your relatives are in Carlentini, so
Mhm.
we can make sure that they all show up.
Awesome. We are peeling the onion. And I also, that amphitheater holds between 400 and 500 people. The question is, how's everybody going to know about it? Well, Sherry down on 10th and William, how does everybody find out about Santa Lucia when there's, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 people there? I assume that our 405-year-old festival in Carlentini is a lot more branded in Carlentini than even our Santa Lucia of a 101 years old.
Absolutely. The town turns into a big city, from a small city to a big city within a matter of days in August.
Exactly. I don't know, but I know.
Saban can tell you exactly the how big it gets. It's huge.
Yeah, exactly. So like a community of 17,000 probably turns into 25,000 or
More
more.
like 60,000.
That's why people flew away because there are too many people. If you don't like the mess, you usually flew away. Anyway.
But what's interesting also is that why Omaha? Why Omaha? And what I've learned is that back in the early 1900s, it was because of the Union Pacific Railroad.
Right.
Many immigrated from Carlentini and were going to America. And they went to Pennsylvania. I'm not sure what part of Pennsylvania, and Omaha. But my non-new bypassed the Union Pacific Railroad and opened up a shoe shop across the street from South High.
There were over 300 shoe shops at one time, Terry, in Omaha, run by Italians.
Exactly. There you go. There it is. So he wasn't the only one who didn't want to do railroad, wanted to do something else. What is something else? We'll all open up shoe shops.
Grocery stores.
The other thing, Terry, is that the old market is the heart of Italian history, with all of the produce and the spaghetti manufacturing, and that's a real overlooked part of the Italian history of Omaha.
Yeah. I will tell you, at the Sons and Daughters of Italy Hall, there's the walls are decorated with lots of farmers market images from the early days, and I'm sure those are from the old market that you're talking about, Nick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't want to dominate any more of your guys' time. I already talked way too much, but I'm a very proud son of Subby Anzaldo. I'm a very proud Sicilian. I think what you all have established here with this weekly Zoom call is amazing. We're blessed to have somebody like Eleonora Formica, who's been a really great conduit between both cultures, both parts of the world. God bless her and her new baby. I spoke to her earlier today. Sherry, I think I've complimented you plenty today.
Yes, thank you, Sherry.
I really mean it, though. I really mean it. And we're just coming off of our 101st Santa Lucia, which is always a great event. It's back where it belongs, right there in Little Italy. And it's amazing that and I really believe this, Sherry, because of your energy and people like you who just are not so much holding on to the past so much, but just really holding on to the heritage, because we all, I remember what I was doing 10, 15, 20 years ago. My life was amazing. It's pretty amazing now too. But as we get older, we all want to look back on the past. But I think the importance of our children and our grandchildren remembering how we were molded, how our minds were, not just in the business world or what we do with our lives, but just our family. It's so important. And you see it the entire weekend with all these little kids running around, and our queens who are like 15, 16 years old, 17 years old, talking about my nana was the first queen, back in 100 years ago. And I'm just proud to carry on that heritage. And this little girl's, 15, 16 years old. We need that. And that's,
yes.
I think the world needs that type of
it's important to identify with
knowing where they came from.
Yeah, it's important for us to identify where we came from. But Terry, I must say, all of us on the Zoom feel moved and pushed by our ancestors at this point. And I truly believe that they are speaking through us.
Definitely.
And they want us to continue these traditions, but they also want us to make sure that we share the stories about them to our kids and grandkids.
Like I just did on this call. I talked about
Nana.
My mother and I were driving to an appointment an hour, 2 hours ago, And we talk about it every day. Like she said, and my mother was, a German 17-year-old from Oldeboat, Iowa, who was welcomed in by this Sicilian family. Her two in-laws didn't speak English at all. And yet this young little farm girl from Iowa was embraced, and my mom immediately got baptized. She learned how to make the sauce. She learned all the little jargon of the Sicilians, from the musu to the banza to the basta, not pasta, and all of those phrases. And just today alone, we were talking about Dad would be so blown away by this honor, and even beyond that, what would his mother and father think? What must my nana and nanu think in their afterlife of this great honor? And it's one thing to be honored, but it's another thing to hold near and dear to your heart what our ancestors have done for us, and in return what we're doing for them by just acknowledging and honoring the legacy.
Well, Terry, I have to say, that this group is very happy to have you today. Um, you you brought out a good crowd. We ranged between 20 plus to a dozen at a meeting, so we're back to our 20 plus number, which is a good number for us. Um, and
And what we could have done
uh,
if we promoted this appearance by Terry Anzaldo today. Just kidding. Hey, I'm going to be on the Zoom today, everybody. Get on. Well, I haven't been on in 3 or 4 weeks. Okay, I'll get on today. But I didn't do that. It was like short notice, but I had a great time with you guys, and thanks for allowing us to get. It's really not so much about promoting it. It's just about, but it is, getting the word out. And obviously you share in our pride, as, my dad being, one of your own, I mean, we're all in this together type of thing. And it's just I think that's the idea of immigration. It's not so much about leaving Carlentini. It's just making something of your life. And that's what my nanu did. That's what our nanus did and nanas did. And for their families to have, just a not a bigger, better life, but just to flourish in their life. And, certainly that was the idea of coming to America from all immigrants, Europeans, whatnot. And my dad held that near and dear to his heart. He was so thankful for his dad coming here to allow him to have a great life. My dad could have went to California many times, but he loved the small pace, the slower pace of Omaha, and he wasn't going to leave his mom and dad. I mean, we were raised right next door to my nana and nanu, right next door.
Well,
that's
Terry,
right.
I must
So, Terry, I have a question. I have a question because I was just wondering. It sounds like this has been in the making for years, really, from what you said. And so, in terms, it sounds like a lot of your family members and your business associates are going to be there performing with your brother and all of that. Um, so, do you have any estimate of, your particular contingent? How many people are involved?
Yes, yes. There's 16 of us traveling,
Hmm.
starting with my mother, and then Subby Jr., aka Sebastian, his son, Sebastian the Third, who lives in Austin, Texas. And he also has Sebastian the Fourth as a 3-year-old. So there's four Sebastian Anzaldos, and the fourth is 3 years old. He won't be coming, but Sebastian the Third will be coming from Austin. I'm coming with my 14-year-old grandson, who lives here in Omaha now, born in Los Angeles. My twin brother, Tony, is bringing his 3 daughters, Summer, Sophie, and Sarabella. Sarabella is bringing her husband, Kua, and their 6-year-old son, Micah, my twin brother's grandson. We're bringing Joey Galizia on drums. We're bringing Jackie Allen, who's a vocalist, jazz vocalist, signed to the Blue Note label. Her partner, Hans Sturm, is a world-renowned bass player. And Andy Domino from Las Vegas, also a Sicilian, not Carlentinian, but not far from Carlentini is his ancestors, and he performs as Dean Martin. His girlfriend Susie performs as Marilyn Monroe, and she'll be coming as well. That's our entire contingency of
That's
16
quite a
people.
large contingency. And then as far as, your communication with sort of the Omaha hierarchy of this event, I mean, there's a whole contingent of people
Yeah.
from Omaha that are going. Do you have any idea what those numbers look like?
Yes. Well, what I can say is, just so you know, my communication of producing this event has been through the mayor's office with his liaison, and maybe some of you know who he is, or maybe all you know who he is, Salvo Palmieri.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Salvo is the kind of liaison. I'm doing all my It started off with a nice Zoom call with the mayor and Salvo, and it turned into I'm directly dealing with Salvo, with sound engineers, equipment. Um, we are using a piano player from Carlentini named Luca Aletta, very well known. 3 horn players from the Carlentini Lentini area. So we have 4 musicians from the local area, along with our musicians who are Joey Galizia and Hans Sturm, to make up a 6-piece orchestra. Um, as far as I know of who's going out there, I believe Sarita is coming, Sarah Ruma, Todd Procopio, his uncle or cousin Gary Procopio, Mike DiGiacomo told me he's going to be there. I'm not sure how many are going. Um, I don't want to guess. I don't want to say 20 or 30 or 40. I think it's in that ballpark, like around 40, maybe 40 other people from Omaha, maybe a little bit less. Um, as part of the, sister cities, final signature that's happening over there to make it 100% official. I mean, it's official, but it's the final. Am I right about that, Sherry? It's just the final act to have Giuseppe sign over there, and Mr. Feasterson from District 1 City Council is going out there. I wish we had Gene, but we don't. It is what it is. It should be great. I mean, Santa Lucia, Sister Cities, Subby Anzaldo dedication. Who's got it better than us? We're going to have a great time. Who on this call is going to be there?
I think Nuccio or Sebastiano Belfiore is the only one on the call that will be there. The rest
My
of us
wife.
are not traveling.
My wife as
Oh,
well.
Silvana obviously will be there.
Of course, Silvana will be there.
So, I can't wait to hug you.
Sì, io ci sarò e forse canterò anche qualcosa.
And you'll have to teach me how to speak Sicilian.
She will sing as well.
Oh, fantastic. What's
Nuccio,
funny is
Sicuramente
She's a
Nuccio,
very
you'll
good
represent-
singer.
And Nuccio, you'll represent the family, right?
I hope so.
And Nuccio,
Yeah.
you're bringing a bit of a contingent as well, aren't you? Your wife and your daughters.
No, unfortunately, they will be back in a week time. So they
Oh.
will be back on the 15th. They
Okay,
will
but
travel
they're going
with
to be in
me.
Carlentini for a week.
quindi non ci sarà il 22 Nuccio.
Io e mia moglie sì, le mie figlie tornano su
tua
a
figlia.
Ferragosto.
Allora
They will
vedrai
fly
tutta la,
back. We'll
vedrai
drive
tutta
for
la
2 days.
manifestazione. Il giorno 23 mi hanno chiesto di andare alla chiesa di Rocadia e ci sarà
Now,
Cunegonda
one
che
other
suona
person-
l'organo del 1700 e forse io canterò un pezzo con lei insieme.
Okay, she's saying that, she's been invited to sing in the choir with the choir in Chiesa di Roccodia. You know the
No,
small shop.
non con il coro. Non con
no,
il
just
coro.
you.
Io
No,
solo
no.
Cunegonda suonerà
Okay. L'organo.
l'organo del 700, che è
Mhm.
un organo molto antico che c'è a Roccadia. Non so se tu hai visto.
Sì, l'avevo
Non l'hai
visto.
visto? No. L'hai
Sì,
visto?
sì.
E Cunegonda lo sa suonare, ovviamente. E ho detto che io farò qualche pezzo insieme con lei e poi lei suonerà.
E questo sarà sabato,
Stiamo
però. Questo sarà
Sarà
sabato.
sabato mattina alle 10. Poi nel pomeriggio
ok.
invece ci sarà la firma ufficiale e mi hanno chiesto di cantare l'inno militare. sì.
So she will be part of the events. She will sing, and also she will be accompanied by an organ that dates back to 1700 that has been restored. So
Nella chiesa di
What is she going to sing?
sorry,
What's she going to sing? What will she sing?
che cosa canterai?
Penso che canterò una canzone che si intitola Dolce Sentire, che è una
Dolce
canzone
sentire.
che si canta sempre per San Francesco. Ad Assisi la
Sweet
cantano
sounds.
Ah,
Non
yeah,
lo
this is
saprò.
a yeah, sì, sì. This is a Franciscan song that is usually sung in Assisi in as religious matters.
Very nice.
Mi
So
piacerebbe
Terry,
cantare una
when I
canzone
was
in
there in
latino,
May,
però
I had the honor of Silvana singing to my wife and I. They had a special music and dance program at the Santa Ana Church, and we had some musicians that performed. I felt quite honored by that. So one other thing I was going to say is that I know the current president of Santa Lucia will also be there. Her name is Anna
I know.
Vendetti Dietrich.
Well, I think
Uh,
Pat and Janet are going to be there as well. Her mom and dad, who are very good friends of ours,
Yeah.
of course. And by the way, Janet shares the same birthday as my dad.
Oh, wow.
So I got to wish her a happy birthday the other day, along with my dad, and as coincidence would have it, her mother was also born on August 3rd, along with the greatest American football player of all time, Tom Brady, also on August 3rd. I just thought I would throw that in there. And before I go, since I have this right here in front of me, look at that.
And
That's
who's
Tony
that guy?
Anzaldo. That's Tony Anzaldo at Ellis Island.
Oh,
That's
wow.
like, I think that's 1913.
Oh, that's awesome. I'd love to get a copy of that.
That's my nanu right there.
Antonino.
Antonino. That's him, man. Yep. He
All
died
right,
a young
sweet.
man. He's 74 when he died in 1966. I remember the funeral. I was 4 years old. So like one of my first memories. I just remember all my loved ones crying their eyes out. Like, what the hell is going on? What is pretty interesting first early memory is a funeral. But
Yeah.
I do remember it. I absolutely remember. And
Okay, so Mary
they're
Kay,
all
are you
loved ones.
still with us? Can you turn off the
Yes.
recording at this point? I think we're going to move into kind of a business meeting at this point, Terry. And I want to
I'm
thank
gonna
you
drop
so
out. I
much
gotta
for
go pick
coming.
up Mama. She's getting her hair done right now.
All right. Taking good care of her.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you for acknowledging this great honor on behalf of my dad. Appreciate you all.
Totally our pleasure.
Ciao, ciao.